You know I can't speak very good, man. A few words. I rode her a bit the last furlong. I haven't got much of a voice. I'd like to thank the boys at Oakridge that took this horse from the sales. Tony and Roy from Oakridge. You did a wonderful job with this filly. I'd like to thank one of my great mates from Melbourne who devised a plan for me to win this race. I'd like to thank the boys for the team effort. It's just not me that trains this filly. From the girls in the office that look at the video. She's got a video on a yard, this horse, and 24 hours a day we watch her and see what she does. And I'd like to thank a few jockeys. There was more than one jockey responsible for this filly here today. I'd like to thank Jimmy Cassidy very much. Jimmy did a lot of work on this filly. And to all you people out there, whether you give me the horse to train, there's some wonderful trainers here in Sydney, Gay Waterhouse and Johnny Hawkes, and there's many young people. Don't be frightened to go and get a share in a horse, and you might be able to stand here like we have today, which is a hell of a wonderful experience to win this race. Thank you.
Well, just 7.5 minutes, Max. It felt like an eternity. Don't believe a trainer when he says he's a man of few words. Graham Rogerson last week.
Yes, well, William Shakespeare once said, if only I had the speed of your tongue and was half so good a continuer. I think you could apply that to Roger.
You've always been good with your poetry. There's no doubt about that. Let's have a look at the totes now for the William Inglis Heroic Championship.
Winestock, $3.10 for the win on New South Wales TAB. Pietana, $7.10. Olympus, $12.50. Sir Deck, $16.10. Bayraktar, $55.60. Secret Land, good odds on the tote, $5.50. Scratch the next two. Number 9, Danish Magic, $16. Classy Dane, $18.50. Aim for Gold, $18.40. Sacré, $18. Dane's Jester, $9.80. Peak Allen, $85.20. Mustabashir, $37.90. Epona Star, $123.80. $1.80.
$1 million race here, and a Winestock at the top. Gee, looks foolproof. He won the Inglis down in Melbourne. He won the Sires, the Group 1. Good run in the Pago drawn barrier 1.
And how long is the rails going to stand up? Because that one has been a big advantage so far, but again, we've had a bit of traffic there, but Winestock has been saved for this, looks ready for the job.
Pietton has been rushed along a bit. Colin Alderson's brought him straight from Flemington last week, where he won on a rain-affected track. And
that's a big plus for him. And look, Colin Alderson brought him up here. He'd have this horse right. Can't fault him.
Looked good, didn't he? Here's Olympus. Now, he looked a golden slipper chance earlier in February when he won at Rosehill. Third in the Classic at Kembla. He's been a bit up and down.
You wonder about him in the ground, as you could wonder about most of these two-year-olds, but Olympus will go forward fast, and there were events earlier in the day, sprint events, where this was a major advantage.
Sir Dex, third in the Bayou over 1400, was wide on that occasion. Did win at Warwick Farm over 1300 before that.
Handy, and is a bit of a tip from Warwick Farm, but I still see nothing on the dead, nothing on the slow, and nothing on the heavy.
Graham Rogerson and Kerry McAvoy combined for Bayraktar. Looks to be struggling a bit. He was 6th at Rosehill and hasn't trialled all that well since.
And drawn off the track, well, I suppose Bayraktar could win, but he can't carry any of mine.
To the first of the fillies, this was the favourite for the Golden Slipper. This time last Saturday, she probably disappointed there. She's had 2 big wins at Randwick, the Inglis and also the Widden.
Yes, and normally Golden Slipper form is lengths and lengths ahead of the quality for this race. And on a best form, she would be a worthy favourite. But against that, you wonder what the slipper took out of her. You wonder whether she was at her best in the slipper. She was a little disappointing. And you also wonder like just how she's going to handle the conditions. So there's a lot to wonder about as far as Secret Land is concerned.
Danish Magic on the rise, good form, one at Canterbury, 6th in the Rising, and in the Spring ran 2nd to Hasna and 3rd to Secret Land.
Yeah, I like this filly. She's raced well in lesser company, but she's building up to a win like this, and she's worked very well on rain-affected track at Warwick Farm this week.
10 is Classy Dane, Canterbury winner last start, and 2nd at Newcastle before that. So inexperienced, but improving.
Yes, certainly inexperienced, but on an upward spiral. You just wonder about the wide gate.
11 Aim for Gold. She went into the preludes for the Golden Slipper, the Magic Night and the Sweet Embrace, and wasn't all that far away.
Well, tempo was against her last starter. Again, you've got to wonder about how she'll handle the ground on the wide gate.
Sacred 12, 2 wins this time have been in the Ballina Bracelet and also at Port Macquarie, so she's jumping up here.
Yeah, but she has won on a heavy track, and because of that, she's got to be taken into consideration.
Dane's Jester, one of Gay's again. Cassidy to ride, bolted in at Wyong last start. Looks a sharp improver.
Yes, and because she's one of Gay's and ridden by Jim Cassidy, she's another that could well figure in the finish.
Pekalan is 14. Ran on second at Muswellbrook last start behind Navajo Princess, so it wasn't bad form. Probably has to improve a bit, but it's only had the ones go and was back that day from into 7-2 from 6-1.
Difficult to get a handle on this filly because she's so lightly raced, but one thing is for sure, she has got ability.
Mr. Bashir, number 15, ran on, was wide at Canterbury in the night meeting. Danny Beasley to ride, and he won the Golden Slipper for Graham Rogerson last week.
Yes, and will improve on that run and will win races. Whether this is one that's in doubt.
And the last of them, the second of the emergency to get a run as a Pona Star. It's had 5 starts, no placings. Didn't have much luck at Gosford last start, but gee, it's a big jump up. It's won $900 in prize money before this is a $1 million race.
Yes, I think we'll look elsewhere.
So who's favourite in the ring? Is it Secret Land or Winestock? We're about to find out.
It's Winestock, and Winestock continues to firm. When the bookies went up, Secret Land was a clear favourite. Well, it's got out 1.5 points, closer to its tote price, and Winestock's in a half point, closer to its tote price. So what you're seeing on the tote is what you're getting here in the ring, but it's been a big turnaround. Secret Land is now second pick, Winestock the best backed and a firm favourite.
So they've come for the colt number 1 here, Winestock, in the English Championship. Time now to catch up with Joanna Griggs.
Well, I'm down here in the San Miguel Marquee with designer to the stars, Jonathan Ward. Welcome to the race day. You look rather superb.
Great, thank you, Joanna.
Now, you have to tell us, because this is part of the new R.M. Williams range that you're the couture designer for.
That's correct. This is the new men's sports coat that we've done for the seasonal range, yes.
I'm fascinated by this because you're going from one extreme with the most gorgeous gowns that a lady could wear to country wear almost.
Well, yes, but, you know, it's a new challenge, you know, and the other is, I mean, it's all top-to-toe dressing at the end of the day, be it evening wear or be it, you know, the whole R.M. Williams look with the boots and the belts, so it's much the same thing, just a more leisure wear than evening wear.
And you're absolutely perfectly attired for today's races. Do you enjoy a race day?
Oh, I love race day. Can't beat those horses.
Will you enjoy the rest of your day?
Great, thanks, Joanna.
Fashion in the eye of the beholder, such a big part of racing, whether it's in the spring in Flemington, in Melbourne, or here at Randwick in the autumn. We'll take a break, back with the William Inglis Heroic Championship right after this. That sound heard on racetracks around the world. We're pretty sure it's Kentucky inspired as the horses are at the barrier. Winestock the favourite. This race, not a group race. We've got the size produce worth $400,000 on Monday worth a Group 1, but these horses have come through the yearling sales, the English yearling sales, and this the championship race after having races in Melbourne and Sydney. The Secret Land and Winestock won. And speaking of those two horses, Simon, how have the two favourites arrived at the barrier?
Yeah, extremely well, Bruce. I mean, you know, it's a tough little start, this 1,300 metre start. Once they whip around this first bend, you know, you really got to get into your Aussies early. Secret Land had a trot around with the clerk of the course and looked absolutely terrific, Secret Land. She's only a light filly. She's done pretty well. But no complaints whatsoever. And number 1, Winestock too, had a nice trot and canter. I was able to have a look at him in the in his box there yesterday afternoon. My Terry O'Sullivan, his trainer, was feeding him up, and he said he's never had him better. And he's a tough horse too, because you know he's going to sit, he's going to jump out, sit on the speed and be very hard to beat. Now we're just getting a downpour of rain behind the gates, which is going to make things a little bit messy for the boys behind, so let's hope it passes over quick.
We're about to get it here too, Simon, about to arrive. That's the direction it's been coming from as we go back to the betting ring.
Winestock is the favourite. It's been solidly supported, but as Secret Land's price got out, the punters came in and crunched it, so it's in a full point again. got out nearly 2 points and then back in a point, Secret Land. So both Weinstock and Secret Land, both well backed, and not a horse back to beat them other than Pietna, a little bit at longer odds.
Weinstock's gone in, Max. Weinstock's in 1, Secret Land's in 10. Does that give Weinstock an advantage, do you think?
Well, it would appear so on the pattern of racing to date, but I'm tipping number 9, Danish Magic, who's coming from 12. But certainly it'll be interesting to see what pattern evolves and if the fence remains as good as it has in earlier races.
So big prize here, $620,000 to the winner. It's right up there with the Blue Diamond, which is $650, and the Magic Million, so they're only behind the Golden Slipper in terms of prize money. We've got the other 2 Group 1s, the Sires and the Champagne, later in the carnival.
Yes, the Magic Million style races have evolved where the horses have got to be purchased at a certain sale. That is something that's happened in more recent times, but you get the Sires produce. They're traditional 2-year-old races.
So the 1,300 metre start, it could be important, the barriers. Weinstock with Group 1 winning form, and Secret Land, when you think she was favoured in the Golden Slipper, she's down in class here. I mean, they're the 2 class runners in the race, but there are some improvers here, including the one that Max likes in Danish Magic. So only a couple to come in. Let's join our caller, Ian Craig, courtesy of Sky Channel, for the William Inglis Heroic Championship.
She's in now. Coming up next will be Pietna, smart set of colours. Pardon me, the navy blue, gold and red hoops, gold and red hoop cap. And Sir Dex, who's done well at his limited career to date, trained by Greg Hickman. He's still away from the line, and so too is Classy Dane and also Muster Bashir, rider in the red jacket with the white diamond blue sleeves and red cap, stablemate of Bayraktar. Muster Bashir walks in. Classy Dane, and a second at her first start to Winning Bell. And Winning Bell came out and won the listed Bailey at Warwick Farm recently. Through the gates has gone Muster Bashir, and no harm seemingly done with Muster Bashir.
Muster Bashir going through the gates, but no damage done. We've already had Spinning Hill scratch today when Paddy Payne was dislodged. So this is at pretty big odds. Danny Beasley, the jockey, and Sadex behind the line, as we can see. So the favourites are in there for a while, I'd guess. Weinstock the first to go in, and it's a set weight race, but it's not a good sign when you've got to be in there for a long, long time.
No, you want every advantage when you back a horse, or when you've got a horse in the race with you're an owner or trainer. When something goes wrong and you're stuck in there and other horses are outside, well, it does give an advantage. To what degree, we don't know, but I think it depends on the individual. A lot of horses don't like to be in the barrier for a long time.
Greg Radley in the betting ring. Anything late, Greg?
Well, there's a little bit of money for Pietna late in the ring, but gee, Secret Land, it got out to a quote almost to each way odds and has been tumbled right in, and Weinstock was the good go earlier on, so both Weinstock and Secret Land both heavily backed. Pietna only one back to beat it.
And which one runs favourite out of Weinstock and Secret Land?
Weinstock by about a point.
So the Victorian favourite here, Terry O'Sullivan, and Paddy Payne will be looking for a change of luck. He rode northerly to a couple of half-head seconds throughout the carnival in the Ranvet and also in the BMW. Simon Marshall behind the stalls. This horse doesn't look to have done any damage. The vet has cast his eye over it.
Yeah, he'll have a quick vet check there, Bruce. Basically just have a look at the horse's head, make sure it isn't bleeding throughout either nostrils. Everything seems to be okay. It's only sweated up a little bit. Danny Beasley's got lovely hands. The horse seems to be nice and relaxed. They'll load this horse up and we'll be ready to rip.
Thanks, Simon. You can see there that Secret Land's coming in all the time as we go back to Ian Craig for the call of the Heroic Championship.
Now, Muster Bashir is in. And the William Inglis Heroic will soon be off. racing this time, and Pietna missed it by 2, and Weinstock jumped away very swiftly and leads narrowly on Danish Magic, Secret Land and Dane's Jester. Wider Aim for Gold, then Olympus, Epona Star, followed closely by Sakria. Around them going up quickly, Classy Dane, Sedex, and then Pika Lan. A long margin, Bay Rakdar, followed on the inside, Pietna, and Muster Bashir is last. Down the side they sweep to the 800, and Danish Magic to a clear-cut lead over Weinstock. Secret Land is third, then Aim for Gold, Dane's Jester, followed by Olympus and a couple of lengths Epona Star. Classy Dane on its outside, one Sakria between Sedex wide, and Pietna's on the rails. Then comes very deep out Bay Rakdar, followed by Pika Lan, and 2 lengths to Muster Bashir. In the heroic, they're coming to the corner, and Danish Magic given a steadier, a length and a half on the favourite Weinstock. Secret Land and Aim for Gold, Dane's Jester, Olympus, and then Sir Dex entering the straight and up the rise. Danish Magic shaken along, a length and a half on Weinstock, and Aim for Gold forget Secret Land, and then Sir Dex. Danish Magic giving a great side and past the 200. It accelerates Danish Magic, put 2 lengths Weinstock. Sedex getting home late from Aim for Gold, but Danish Magic in no danger of defeat, and Danish Magic wins the heroic. Second Sedex, third Aim for Gold, then Dane's Jester, followed by Weinstock. Another couple, Secret Land, Olympus, then Pietna, further back Bay Rakdar, Pika Lan, followed another 4 or 5 lengths away by Muster Bashir, Sakria, and then came Classy Dane and Epona Star last to complete the course.
Well, I hope people took notice of Max Presnell, $14.10, Max's tip in this race. Danish Magic, and led all the way Terry Jones, the jockey, Ross Simpson, the trainers, and this filly, yet again, leaders. I know the great song came from behind, but leaders have had a fabulous day today. They've won 4 out of 5. Sedex second and Aim for Gold third. It's going to be a decent trifecta, Max, and this was very impressive. Her form had been good. The spring form was good behind Hasler and Secret Land, and she's gone up a notch today.
Yes, Bruce, but again, the leader won, and the only race on the program so far today that the leader hasn't prevailed was in a staying race.